So I am making Coral Expression body soap. It's a cold processed soap, and it's going to be using some embeds and coral clay. So let me get started. In my container here, I have both room temperature fat and room temperature. This is lye. During the evaporation process, while the lye is heating up, some of the water evaporated, so I'm adding some extra water here. I already did the calculation. I lost about an ounce of water through evaporation, so I'm just stirring that up real quick. Put this to the side. Over here in my oils, I am going to be adding in 5 drops of rosemary antioxidant. The purpose of the rosemary antioxidant is help with the rancidity of the oils. So it's 1, 2, 3. One of the things that you have to be aware of with rosemary antioxidant, if you are looking for a white color soap, that will not happen. It will turn the soap a slightly beige color. But since I am going to be using a coral clay and some embeds, I'm not worried about that. These are, I'm adding in some coconut milk powder. Just smashing it up a little bit here. I'm adding it in. And this is going to be a relatively big batch of, not really big batch, but it's a nice sized batch of soap. My apologies for the noise. The coconut milk powder is pretty well mixed in. The next thing I'm going to do is I am going to add my lye water. But before I add my lye water, I'm going to get my goggles. So I don't have my regular goggles. They're somewhere around here. I was working on another project. I'm going to use these. Looks kind of weird, don't they? Kind of weird looking, but it's okay. I'm going to add, now I am going to add my lye to my melted oils, and I'm going to tip it. So my goal here is to get the oils and the butter to a light trace, or so it can be emulsified. Then I'm going to add in my fragrance oils and my clay, and then my confetti. That's pretty good. So let me do it a quick stir. So as you can see, hopefully you can see this well, I have a coral clay, which is very, very pretty, and I'm using a combination of fragrance and essential oils. So I'm using rosemary essential oil with mandarin coconut fragrance oil from Rustic Essential. Mixing this up. Now I'm going to add this to this. Let me stir it a little bit more because I don't want to leave anything in the container. Add a little bit more. Make sure we get it all out. And it does smell beautiful. Push it back over here a little bit. Sorry about that, y'all. And mix this up. I want to mix it well before I add in my confetti. Now I'm just going to blend just a little bit more until I can get it to a light trace. It's already emulsified, but it's not emulsified, but it's not at trace. This is good now. So now I'm going to start whisking in. Yes, very, very light. Ready? And by the way, I forgot to tell you, this is the 4th soap in my confetti soap series. So for the confetti, I'm using 3% of the weight, 3% of the weight of the soap in confetti. It's not very heavy. I just want to really light speckles in the soap. I'm not trying to make it look all like confetti. But I think it's just give it a pretty, I think it's going to make a very pretty soap. Oh, this is going to be really pretty. So I want to make sure that all the confettis are evenly dispersed. So I'm taking my time and stirring instead of doing a lot of stick blending. It takes a little bit more time, but in the long run, I think it gives you a much prettier soap. And this smells really, really good. And one of the keys with making confetti soap is that you want the small pieces or the bits to adhere to the fresh new batch of soap. So you have to mix it well. That's what I found in the past. When I just try to sprinkle it in there and just lay it on top, it has not worked for me. Now I have seen other soaperies do it and it worked beautiful for them. It just doesn't work well for me. Now I am going to take my soap and we're going to use our trays. We're going to pour it into the molds. Move this to this. Good. And so I have a ladle that I'm going to be using because I want to spill as little as possible. And I am the queen of spills. Good. So I'm going to start dipping it in. And hopefully this will be successful. And also kind of want to make sure it get even. And the soap is starting to thicken up a little bit. Not a lot. But just thickening up, which I expected to. So I want to make these even, and this looks pretty good. At least from this side. Do I like what I see? So far, so good. I do like what I see. Just a little bit more, and we're going to be pretty even. Okay. Here, and I'm going to take my next tray. So I'm tapping it here. No bubbles. Off the side. We're going to tap here. Make sure there are no air bubbles. Good. That's going to be beautiful. And we're going to tap this one. Make sure there's no air bubbles. That is it. So the soap will stay in the mold for at least 3 days because this soap, this recipe is very soft. So thank you for watching. Be back with you in 3 days. Be abundantly blessed. Thank you. Hey there, it's Vanessa here, and I am back. Coral Expression soap, and now it is time to take a look at how our soap came out. So originally I said I was going to wait 72 hours. However, after about 30 hours, I realized the sides were loose, which gave me an indication that I should be able to take the soap out of the mold. So let's get started here. I'm gonna take a look. This is my, comes out really nice. This is the samples. So I'm just gonna cut a couple of these so you guys can see how it looks, and then I'll do one of these. I am cutting these about 1/2 inch, and these are sample soaps in on the inside, and I think that's kind of pretty, don't you? It still smells absolutely wonderful. So we're looking at the sample soap. Let me stand these up. I'll finish cutting those later when I'm off the video. I just wanted you guys to see the inside of the sample soap. Now I'm going to try my bigger mold here. And the first thing we will see is that I'm going to push it here, right? I'm pushing it here. Oop, let me make sure it's right. Yeah. It's coming loose relatively easy. Might be soon. I might have spoken too soon. Well, it's coming out of the mold. Give myself a little bit more space. So far, the release has been okay. Let me see. Hopefully, this is good. Gently pushing it. There we go. Oh, a little softness right here. Just a little. Oh, I like how. Ooh, ouch, nasty. Well, I'll have to make this one into. If I can see if I can savor it. I don't know if I can. Maybe there's too much damage there. Okay, it is what it is. This one's okay. These are okay. I'll smooth those out, and they will be smoothed out in a bit. And I'm going to take my pizza cutter here. That's what this is. I'm going to press down. Uh-oh. Okay, good. Turn this to the side. And this is the one that was not damaged. It is still a little soft. I could have waited probably another few hours, but I'm going to go ahead and do this now. And so let's take a look. I still think it's pretty. And it's still very pretty. I'll clean it up later. We'll bevel the edges once the soap is a little harder. But there we go. It smells so good. And I'm going to see if I can fix this. Just cover up just one little hole here, because about time it finishes, it gets completely hard, we'll be okay. And it's lovely. Thought I had a hole there for a second, and I'm going to see if I can fill my hole in, and we can fill the hole in, because once the soap gets hard, I can smooth it out here. That's nice. I'm going to take this and smooth it out here. And since this is a little soft like this, I still guess bottom line, I should have waited for 72 instead of 36. But overall, I am very pleased with these. Kind of remind me of a snack bar. I'll wait till these harden up just a little bit, and then I'll do some more cleanup on each one of them. Because this is soda ash, and even with a light discount, I still get soda ash. And I actually believe I get a lot of soda ash because my environment is still relatively, it's always cold. And one of the theories about soda ash is that it's caused when the environment you're soaping in is cold. This is what happens when you take it out of the mold too soon, and I did take it out too soon. Lesson learned. Thank you for watching. And what I might do, just thinking about it, I might wait until wait another 24 hours and work on the other one. Oops. Work on the other soap and see if I get a better cut. If I do get a better cut, see, maybe I'll video that one too. So I am back. So I decided to not cut my third one and to wait, because these did come out relatively nice, but they're not as smooth as I would like them to be. So I waited maybe again another 12 hours. Originally my plan was to wait, when I made these, to wait 72 hours or at least 3 days for this to be ready, and I jumped the gun. So let's see what happens here. This is already pretty loose, which is great. And as compared to the other one, this comes out of the mold not much nicer. Hopefully there won't be any issues. And I am right, just a little bit right here. And even the coloring is nicer. Leave that there. Let's try the cut. And I'm changing the, I changed my cutter to this one here. And the cut is actually nicer too. And if you can just see the difference, look at this. This is the one I cut in, okay, this is almost 72 hours. This one I cut early, and it's a difference. So the thing that I have, what have I learned about this? This is a standard recipe, and I've been using it for like the last 4 or 5 years, and I keep making the same mistake. So bottom line for me, and these have put in my notes, is that when I'm using this particular recipe, if I use full water, I need to wait 5 days. If I do a partial discount, I can wait 3 days. Whether I'm using, 3 days for my discount. I did use a little water discount here. And look how much nicer that looks. Oh, God. I'm happy with that one. Let me just do a few more. And the cut is so much smoother than before. And there we go. Again, look at that smoothness. Still I have smoothness. So it's lesson learned for me. You know the old adage, haste makes waste. And like most soapers, I think that even all the years I have been soaping, I still get anxious because I always want to see, how did it come out? How did it come out? I am happy. This one came out better than, because I waited longer, this came out much nicer. I'm not going to bore you with cutting the rest of this, but I just wanted to show you what happened when I waited just a few more hours. This is Vanessa from Degania Aromatics with natural products for the 3 dimensions of you. You are a spirit, you have a soul, and you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and a great body designed just for you. Thank you, be abundantly blessed, and I will see you on my next video.